One of the most frustrating things about vibe coding is when the vibe coding software just says, yeah, I fixed the error. And then you go and try it. And then you go back and you say, no, it's still not fixed. And then it says, oh, okay, I see what the problem is. I'm going to fix it. And then it says, oh, now it's fixed. And then you go and try it and it's not fixed. That's what's different about one of the things about REPT Agent 3. It not only helps you plan better projects, but the cool thing about it is it will actually go through and fix those problems and then test them out. And you can see images of them actually doing that in real time. And that makes it really cool. So this is with Agent 3. This is a project I just picked up about doing alert bars here. So I wanted to display, and the wiggle wasn't showing up. So it says, can you make it set so on the top of the page, it pushes the page down instead of doing that? And so it was able to do that. And what I like about here is you can easily roll back, you can see the changes, you can do a preview, and it tells you the time that it's worked, how much code that it's changed, and actually the cost of that particular edit. So I sit here, so basically what I had here is do this. I'll help you add multiple support and wiggle. So add a wiggle. And so here's what it's doing. You can see and go through what it's actually done. But yeah, so it updated the A/B testing, it added all this stuff. And then here's this thing. So it tests the multi-line alert bar functionality. So you can watch the replay right here. And so if I click watch the replay, it says I'm starting to test the website by navigating there. And then you click to this next thing and you'll see this short little video of what it's actually doing here. And then you click to the next bar and it said, I've started to test in the website and I'm looking for the main dashboard. And so you can see it's actually like testing things out in real time. And this to me is an absolute game changer because this for me is the most frustrating part of vibe coding. And you can actually see what it's actually doing. So it takes these like snapshots that are done in video, which I think is just perfect. So you can see that right there. And you can go and it will test everything and see how it works. So it tells you what it's doing in each section. And so it found the bug. It says, here's what it is. Let me check the logs and fix it. And so it fixes it all for you. So it fixed the bug. Then I had this other issue where verifying the alert bar with wiggle. So it was a glitch editing the alerts. Okay, so it fixed that. And yeah, so it'll tell you how much it worked. And it took literally like 16 minutes. So it's very thorough because it's going through and testing and things like that. So you can actually just do your thing, leave the computer, and then come back to it. But one of the problems is you always want that real-time feedback. But I love the fact that it's actually going through and recording, showing what it is that it's doing. And then the analytics wasn't showing up. So it's just basically showing placeholder analytics. And this was because this is from an older project here. And it basically says, yes, I can see the issues looking, the API is returning an empty array. And so it updated all of that. And then it shows you how to do it. There's a snag with how they're being tracked for individual alerts. And it's fixed the analytics and all that. And you can watch the replay for this. So you can see, I love this part where you can go through and see exactly what it's doing in testing. Now, one of the other cool things about REPT is that the cost for REPT is $25 a month. And what I like about it is it's got the best ideation and planning of any of the base level vibe coding software. So I'm talking about Bolt, I'm talking about Lovable, all those sorts of things. I find it does a better job. Second thing is it includes a built-in SQL database. Okay, so if you look at Supabase says it's $20 a month, but what it really is I think it's $25 plus $10 per project. And so it really adds up if you have production level apps. And if you're vibe coding, why wouldn't you be having production level apps? So that can be significant, particularly if you're just vibe coding, you're testing these things, you don't know which ones you're gonna really spend the time on marketing, that sort of thing. What I like about this is for the $25 a month, and this is not for people that are vibe coding like 24 hours a day, but this is for people that are like me, have an idea, want to implement it. You can vibe code it, but it's already got the built-in SQL database. So what that means is less conflicts trying to, when Bolt or something is talking and they're like, the super base needs to be fixed or something like that. And it explains what you have to do, but it can't actually do it because it's a different service. This is all in-house. So it does that. It can do the hosting, the PostgreSQL integration. So it can do all of that for you. And again, this is more limited compared to dedicated servers like Supabase. If you're going to scale up, that's a time where you would hire someone to help you do that. You can always like move it over to Supabase, but you're probably not going to need that unless you're running enterprise level stuff. In fact, there's enterprise level stuff running on Replit right now. Okay. So that's pretty cool as well. You can also integrate it with Lemon Squeezy. If you want to sell something through Stride and have a built-in affiliate program, probably Lemon Squeezy is one of the easiest ways to do it. And again, they have the Replit Auth as the built-in authentication system. And so, as I said here, fully managed authentication solution built on enterprise-grade infrastructure with the same capabilities of Firebase, Google Cloud, that sort of thing. But, and this is the other big one with Replit, allows you to authenticate users without having to write your own authentication logic or work with databases. That is huge because most problems that you're going to have, vibe coding the software is easy, but then the authentication and why that's not working because you're bringing in a third party, right? You're bringing in third party databases and you got to write your own authentication logic. And man, that's been most of the problem. So because of that, I really Replit. And I think that if you want to start vibe coding today, you should take a look at Replit. I think it just makes a lot of sense and you can keep your projects private and they have them all listed in a nice little chart so you can see which ones you have. And I've been really impressed with Replit. So anyhow, if you haven't heard of Replit, Agent 3, big upgrade, and check it out. I think you'd be really impressed. I'll put a link in the description to Replit if you want to try it out. You can try it out absolutely for free. See if it works for you. I just think it's pretty cool because of all the testing and also how transparent it is about the fees, which I know a lot of people, when you get into the AI world and you're talking credits, it's like, what does one credit mean? I don't know. How much is that actually worth? Like it can get very confusing. Anyhow, check out Replit. I think you're going to be really impressed like I am, and good luck vibe coding your next project. We'll see you in the next video.